know what the Cowboys are going to look like this year, but I'm excited to play them and see what the hype is about, if any. So
Yeah. I
I'm
think they
still,
always come out on paper looking real good, and I mean they
yeah.
do decent throughout the season, and then completely collapse toward when they get to like playoffs. But that's been the Cowboys for the last 30 some years.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean they'll always be they always had that prime time slot, those Monday night slots, those opportunities to kind of like play somebody like Pittsburgh in prime time because of the uh, allure that is Dallas, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
Get
Dallas
two
like
of the
that.
biggest fan bases together
Right,
at
right.
night. You know, and make a lot of noise, get all the attention. But that is
Yeah.
the game. The Steelers let the league know we not
We're
playing.
back.
We not playing.
So the quarterback situation, I'm still leaning towards Russell Wilson until otherwise. I know a lot of people are like, we want Justin Fields to start here. Like I'm going into the season thinking
I
Russell
don't want to
Wilson is
talk to
the
none of them.
quarterback. Huh?
I don't want to talk to none of them.
What,
Like,
the Justin Fields?
yo, I want Justin Fields to start over Russell Wilson. Like, yo, bro, we got Russell Wilson here. Unless he get beat out in camp, he's starting. He's starting. You know what I mean? As much as I didn't care about
He's
having
one of
Russell
the
prior
ones. Look
to,
at Jay. He won Justin
Look,
Fields.
look.
He won him.
Now,
Go ahead.
now, now, I like Russ. I like Russ, and I think that he's a good quarterback.
He won
Um,
Justin.
I think he's a. I won't say it like that because that's disrespectful. I was going to say I think he's a better version of Kenny Pickett, but I won't say that because
yeah,
because obviously
26 and
yeah, because
was it
obviously he got a Super
26 and
Bowl, and I mean last year you can even look at the numbers. He did better than every quarterback in the division last year. So I wouldn't put there on his name like that. But I think that Justin Fields brings a different element to the game. It's almost like when we played Baltimore, we got to worry about Lamar Jackson. You play Pittsburgh with Justin Fields, you got to worry about Justin Fields, and he got a cannon. So I mean, like I'm sorry, I'm a little biased just because when I heard that when we made the move for him, I started playing with him in Madden, and I was killing. I ain't never leave. So I mean, I'm just saying.
Word. All right.
Oh
Look,
my goodness.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that.
Mm,
I'm only going with Russ because you gotta have some type of standard. We got this
mm,
old head in here. I think we probably the same age. If not, he a little older than me. But like, you get this old head up in here. He knows the NFL better than Justin Fields. If Justin Fields was that guy ready to go, he wouldn't be on his new team right now. You know what I mean?
sure.
So that has to say something. As bad as the Chicago organization is, that has to say something just a little bit. We have to see this in camp. Like, yo, is it a Chicago thing or you know what I mean? He needs to learn.
It
Have
was
him
definitely.
learn from a guy like Russell, just from the day-to-day standpoint. And like I said, if Russell's trash, get him out of there. But 26-6 ain't bad.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. I mean, but in his defense, that man had like 2, 3 different coaches, 2, 3 different offensive coordinators. His tenure. And I mean, he's only what is this his 5th year, right? He coming into
Yeah,
his 5th year. So I mean, like them years that he was up there in Chicago, he was running for his life every play because of not only a bad offensive line play. I mean, they didn't have good running backs. They probably had. I think they had DJ Moore one of the years, 2 of the years that Komet, up there. But I mean, it was just no consistency with that offensive production and the things that they was putting around him. More so as him supposed to just like take that team. It was just like, oh yeah, well, we got Justin Fields now. Justin Fields supposed to take us, to the ship, and it just wasn't like that. We had took James Daniels from them what 2 years ago, so
yeah.
like their line, their running game, like it wasn't like that,
Yeah.
We got to
Yeah.
undo. He has to undo all of that. I'm sorry, D. He has to undo all that trash stuff that he ignored in Chicago. He need a year to undo all that. Unless Russell's trash. You know what I mean? But that's how I feel about Justin Fields. He's
That's what's
good,
up.
but he needs to undo that Chicago stuff. You feel me? I don't know how long it's gonna take, but we're gonna ride with Russ until Russ tells us not to.
But
Yeah. I gotta go Russ. I gotta go Russ here just because It just is like he has it. I've said it a million times, and I feel like I'm just repeating myself over and over again. He has the leadership. He has it. He can pass it on. He can do whatever it takes. My problem is this fan base. The patience of the Pittsburgh Steelers fan base is what's going to bother me or concern me, and I want everyone to understand all the elements that are happening. As happy as we are to have Russell Wilson, as happy as we are to have Justin Fields, as happy as we are to have Logan and whoever else we drafted, we have to remember that Arthur Smith is a new offensive coordinator on this team as well. So you have a new OC. Everyone's new to him. I'm talking about the guys that's been there, the guy, this is all new on the offensive side of the ball. So it's going to take some time. They're gonna have to figure some things out. And this fan base just doesn't have patience. They lack patience. They're so used to being good. They're so used to winning that all this newness does not factor in the fact that stuff has to be figured out. And my biggest concern is if it's not figured out in a fast enough pace for these fans, that they're going to start booing Russell and wanting to get Justin in that game. And that's where I'm going to have a problem, because even if you put Justin in there and the same problems happened, because they're gonna happen. They have not played together in a unit in the system before. They haven't. No one has. So it's going to be a learning curve. It's going to be some good times and some bad times. We all want it to all click like that, and they're all professionals, and it's supposed to go well. But there could be some heartache, and I just hope that everyone has patience and compassion, because it ain't going to be as easy as we think. We're going against professionals,
Absolutely.
So that's my only gripe. My only gripe. I would rather Russell Wilson be in there to help them figure that stuff out than Justin Fields and everyone dogging him. And that's just my take. Okay. What's up, Dex? We were talking about this. I'm sorry. You look so sad.
Don't worry, bro. We feel the same way, bro. We feel the same way that you look.
We addressed it. Okay? We addressed it and moved on.
All right.
Sorry.
Man, I'm just proud of my boys. I know, we're Steelers podcast.
No, it's okay. We talked about the Knicks. Look, shout out to Brunson. I hope his hand recovers.
He's from the crib, man. He's from the crib, man. Get better.
Yes, Lynn. I wanted the Knicks to go up against Boston in the finals, but if they could not do it without Jalen Brunson, I did not want to see that. They did not deserve what would happen to them against Boston without a Jalen Brunson. Shout out to Burks. He was out there. He was trying his best. DiVincenzo, I called him. Give it to the redhead. That's what I say when I need him to ball. My black man, heart is fine. Like I really was rooting for y'all. So go ahead, Dex. I'm sorry. I was rooting for y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, because I've been since the game ended. I was there in the city. I didn't get it into the Garden, but I was outside. I've just been on my social media, just going off. Not going off, but like I had to defend my Knicks. Like I don't understand why people so they're so excited that we lost. Like I'm like, what did the Knicks do to anybody? Like why is it such a aha moment? Like first of all, we're a team that got that far without backups.
They were scared. They were scared. Didn't nobody want to see the Knicks as hard as they were fighting. Didn't nobody want to see that in the finals. And
it's easy to make fun of the Knicks.
And it's proof and evidence that we can beat the Celtics. So like realistically, nobody wanted to see us play the Celtics in 7 games. Because I mean, you could say, okay, yeah, they're a powerhouse and they would have probably beat us in 7 games, but we'd have definitely took them to 7 games.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
let me keep it real. You know why the Knicks lost this series? When the Knicks was up 2 games, this individual took a picture with the trophy, with the championship trophy, whatever, the Larry O'Brien, whatever you call that thing, right? And this individual has been bad luck for 20 years, probably 25 years.
That's Spike.
His name is Ja Rule. He took a picture with the championship trophy, and the Knicks lost 4 of the next, 4 of the next 5 games.
Ja Rule, Spike, they need to revoke Spike League tickets, man.
Dang, for real?
He got to go.
Stephen A. and Spike Lee. Spike
I
Lee.
They
can't
all
believe they
gotta
lost
go.
in the
Let me,
Garden
I'm
though.
about to go crazy. Let me not do that.
No, I'm
Because
sorry.
I chill for a little bit. We talking about the Knicks again. It's gonna rile me up, man. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna just mute my mic.
Man,
I'm gonna let
I
y'all
got I got I got
talk
to
Steelers
decompress
again.
before I talk about the
Yeah,
Knicks.
I really thought we were gonna have some different energy. I thought the Knicks were gonna win the game 7 here, but we were talking about the. I know we got a lot of Knicks tears over here. We were talking about the schedule, but we were also talking about the quarterback situation and how those first, I guess, 4 games, how those could play out, and then really that quarterback room. I'm still team Russell Wilson to start the season off and get it done. Did you have an opinion, Dex, on QB1 based off of the schedule and how you see things going?
I mean, I'm going with experience. You know what I mean? I'm
Mhm.
Team Russ. Uh, and secondly, I feel like we need to use this beginning of the season to like whatever kinks, we don't work out. First of all, I think this camp needs to be OD hard. Like this game has to be should be ridiculously hard just to try to knock as much rust and get as much of the kinks out as possible. But this first set of the season, I feel like we need to really use that to our advantage, win these games, knock all the rust off, because that second half is going to be, where the money at. You understand? Like,
Mhm.
but I'm riding with Russ. I think Justin understands, and I'm acting like I spoke to them, but I'm looking around and I'm just like, I think he understands where his position is. Like a year just to learn, and you know, he's not under scrutiny. He's not, he doesn't have to be the center of attention. He could just actually sit back and learn because he hasn't done that since he's been in the league. He was
Mhm.
this is the guy, everything run through you. You don't even know what you're doing. You figure it out as you go. You get a year to chill out, to learn from Russ, learn the offense without having to be under scrutiny and then the fire's on your back. You understand? And then next year, take over. But yeah, I'm riding with Russ, and like I said, use the first games, knock the kinks out. We're gonna
Mhm.
do what we do, rely on our defense, and then hopefully they got a smoother run in by a bye week. And we come back in week 10 and get the business, get the head cracking.
I'm gonna ask you, Pips. I know you're on the road there.
No, it's true. I just pulled into a shopping center parking lot. Um, so I think that when it comes to our QB1 situation, I'm not necessarily putting it as who I want. I just want whichever quarterback is best for us, throughout training camp. You know what I'm saying? And well, the difference of what I feel when we talk about our quarterback room is I see a lot of selflessness, right? I see something that we haven't had in a while. So whichever quarterback is the QB1 out of training camp, whichever one it is, I just want them to, play the best of their ability. I don't look to see how many games because then it's kind of like we put them on a short leash. And then if the quarterback is feeling like they're on a short leash, then are they trying to do too much? Right? We want our quarterbacks to be comfortable and we want them to be confident. The only thing I want to see out of us is that we play consistent and we start fast. And offensively, for me, is that we are effective on first down, second down. Like we need first downs. We struggled to get first downs last year. So, by the way we move the ball, it tell me a lot of, maybe what we can look forward to for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but like red zone is to me important. Like converting in the like getting touchdowns in the red zone. Not selling for field, getting to the red zone. How about that? And getting those touchdowns in the red zone is going to be paramount.
Yeah.
But again, it is an Arthur Smith system. And that is what I think we need to we all got to sit back and kind of take heed to what that's going to look like. So
You, you know,
Russell last name Wilson is the starter for now. Yeah, well, I mean, look, I think it is. I think he is until he isn't. And whether it happens in camp, whether it happens during preseason games, does it happen week 1, week 5, week 8, whatever. He is until he isn't in my mind.
what I found wow is one of those things where it's like when a lot of people say, "Oh, this offensive coordinator did well in this system. But I don't think a lot of people they line up the type of players or the player personnel that coach had in order for him to gain success. Because when you look at Arthur Smith's success before he became the head coach at Atlanta, he had a whole different support staff, right? Then they get to Atlanta and they say, well, if Desmond Ridder wasn't the quarterback, then it would have looked like Arthur Smith's offense. I just think, I just want to see. I want to see what type of identity we have. Like, for me, if somebody was to ask us what was Pittsburgh Steelers' identity offensively for the last 3 years, I honestly say we didn't have one.
Mm-hmm.
We try to find
Makes
one.
sense.
Yeah. I really hope it's the run game because I think it can be. I think it really can be the run game. And if it is the run game, that makes whoever is QB1 look a lot better. Because it takes the ball out of their hands a lot more. It opens up the playbook a lot more. Maybe your wide receivers don't like it. Maybe your tight ends don't love it. But it gives you options because if you can't stop the run, and it helps your defense, right? Like that's the one thing. Our defense was playing a substantial amount of minutes, and that's where all the money is on this team. And those guys need the rest, and those guys need to be like, we know we can't win games without TJ Watt. Like it just don't happen. So we have to freaking so our identity is TJ Watt. If you had to figure out what's our identity, TJ Watt and this particular defense and those making plays, because when you need a diehard play, where do you go? TJ Watt, can you help us get the ball back? Can you help us get a turnover? TJ Watt, that was our identity. If we had to say we had an identity, it would be on that side of the ball.
Can I mention one thing? Something that you said when you talked about the running backs starting off good, getting the ball out of the quarterback's hands, and the tight ends and the wide receivers, they may not like it, but they are the ones who will benefit the most from it. Because if we establish an effective run game, then all it does is open up the passing game on the outside. So they stand and bear the most out of everything if our offensive run game becomes effective early on.
Indeed.
Yeah. You guys anything?
I guess just really, I have a question to pose. So when we really even look at the offensive scheme that Arthur Smith ran in Tennessee, which was his most successful tenure, given the quarterbacks that we have, who do you think out of the quarterbacks that we have, would probably be best suited to run that defense? I mean, that offense. If we're gonna base it through the run.
Fields.
The smarter one.
The smarter one. Okay.
And I ain't coming at the other one. I'm just saying the smarter one. Experience.
Because we don't know. We haven't done an IQ test. We haven't done an IQ test.
Even know on the other side, but we don't. The one that will pick it up faster, the experience. I think both of them can, because Arthur Smith, his offense is not like, the quarterback has to be this type of guy to run. Right. Just run the damn offense, man. Don't turn it over. You know what I mean?
I need leadership. I'm gonna tell you, that was the number one thing I saw this team missing, and leadership and communication. And I don't care if it's 3 years ago's offensive playbook, yesterday's offensive playbook, tomorrow's offensive playbook. I need a leader to help communicate what's happening and what's not happening on that team. If it's Russell Wilson, because the daggone sure didn't seem like it was happening with a combination of Matt Canada, Kenny, Mitch, and Mason. It didn't seem to be gelling on the communication side to me. So I need a leader that's going to go in there and communicate thoroughly to these guys in a way that we saw Ben Roethlisberger. Like Ben Roethlisberger could be like, forget this is what I see and this is what we're going to do. We didn't have that.
Right.
We didn't have nobody that could go in there and be like, look, we're going to do this. You go over there, you go over there. You know what I mean? Like if such and such comes your way, then we're going to do that. I need that kind of guy leading this team.
See, I don't know Russ. I don't know if Russ is like that.
Ever played that's like that.
Yeah, I don't know if Russ is like that. Ramon Foster actually spoke about
like that. I feel like Russ is going to be more like that than Justin at this time.
What Well, the only reason why I pose the question is because you cannot get that leadership. I mean, and we've seen from just the short time that Russ has been in there, the leadership that he has with reaching out to certain players and trying to initiate certain practices, and you know what I'm saying. Even you talk to certain players and they like, man, it's a completely different locker room with the leadership in there. You know what I'm saying
but
because
that
of Russ.
but I
But you
think
also, but I pose the question because you can take the game over two ways. You can take the game over with your mind, or you could take the game over with your athleticism. So I mean,
Mhm.
so different ways, you know what I'm saying? And then if you're talking about trying to run the ball, that's a different way of trying to be able to control the clock, be able to control what the defense can do as far as like shutting you down or what their moves is, substituting whatever the case may be. Or like I said with the rush thing, you know, he's not a Peyton Manning, so he's not about to sit there and dice up the defense and call the defense up. He'll make a play, but is he
Mhm.
going to control the game like Ben Roethlisberger did? That's
But
the only reason why I pose the question.
I think I think we comparing athletic abilities that one had that one didn't. When you talk about Russ though, right, and you talk about
Mm,
the leadership, just think
mm,
about it right now. Like, just think about it. How many young quarterbacks are doing meetups with their wide receivers or their team? Like, you don't hear Will Levis. You may hear of Joe Burrow. Like, that's a pastime thing. Like, there are a lot of quarterbacks that's not doing that. Like,
mm,
they all go off into their own space and they all go and they train however they train. So I think when you talk about the Russell Wilsons and the Kirk Cousins, like, because he's doing that too at Atlanta, that's a dying breed. Like,
mm,
quarterbacks coming after them, they're not doing that. That type of leadership that they expounded then, that's not carrying over to this new generation. But I'll say this: when it comes to Russell, while Russell may not be the most effective or he may not be the most efficient, but what you know that you're going to get from Russell, you're going to get, he's going to play. He got leadership. He may not be able to walk into the locker room and they got music on. And they say turn it off, and they turn it off. But he commands a respect that a lot of them don't have. One, regardless of what he did, like, his only bad year really was 2022, and I was only from a comparison of interception and touchdowns because he still threw for over 3,500 yards. So when they
mm,
talk about he had a down year, they're talking about interception to touchdown ratio. They're not
mm,
talking about all the intricate things that he does on the field. I think, like what D said, leadership, bro, we had no leadership.
mm.
Just think, if Ben was on that team and Deontay Johnson watched Jalen Warren fumble and he walk away, don't die for it, what Ben saying to Deontay on the sideline?
I'm already hip.
Or
Not
or
only
George
Ben, you
Pickens in
Right,
you
the
got
end
right,
Hines
zone.
right.
Hines Ward, any of the
Right.
Allen Fanekas,
Bouncy,
all of
like,
them.
come on, think about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
So I
like
get
we
you.
missed that a lot. And
Yeah.
remember I think we all had this conversation when we said it's one thing for, yeah, you got leaders like Cam and Minka, but that's on the defensive side. You need
Hmm.
offensive leaders to hold the offense accountable because the defense can't always do it. And I think that Russell gives us, I think he gives us more stability in leadership, which I think is something that it'll take us a lot further because I think they stacked us with the schedule, like the way they set the schedule. They know the Steelers is the second half team, so I feel like, damn, they like, yeah, not this year.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. And you said something that triggered me to go back again because I brought up some of the things that Justin Simmons was saying about Russell Wilson and how he was just like still extremely dedicated, even though he was going through what he was going through at that organization. And in that dedication and just having a routine and being just so locked in and constantly showing up no matter what's happening in the midst of adversity, we need that. Like
Hmm.
that can be infectious.
They was
And
smearing poop on this man's face, yo. Like, he walking in the locker room, they like, we don't. The coach basically saying, "Well, I don't want you here." Like, they're
yeah,
basically telling him, "I don't want you," and he's still walking, smiling. He's still walking with a mindset that I'm the leader, I'm the captain of this team, and I like that takes a lot because Lord knows I ain't doing that on my job.
Yeah.
Just the key things in retrospect, beyond what somebody kind of probably try to did to you or try to make you feel. If you got it in the back of your mind, I'm getting my money anyway. What difference do it make? Because
But
if I
sometimes it's
because
bigger than that. Sometimes it's bigger than that. Sometimes
right, right, right.
I don't see Russ being a money kind of guy. Russ is more about principle, and I think for Russ, it's principle basis.
Okay.
And I'm
Let
not,
me
and
ask
I
y'all
don't
a
want to take
question real
anything away
quick.
from Justin Fields because I feel like he dealt with similar, and I think it's great that they're going to be in the locker room together, and and they're going to learn from each other. And I don't think there's ever going to be a moment when they're going to say they didn't learn anything. I know we harped on that last year about someone saying that they didn't learn anything. I don't think you're probably ever going to hear that from this particular quarterback room.
Not
Let me
emotional.
ask y'all a question because I'm this is kind of like just came to me, man.
Yeah.
Will we be having this conversation about another Super Bowl winning quarterback that been to multiple Super Bowls? As far as like, yo, should he start over a guy that's never been to the playoffs?
No.
People just don't have
I
respect
was
for
just
Russell
thinking
Wilson.
about that. Like, why are we having this conversation? Russ knows
I
what
don't
it's
know.
like to win
Because
a Super
people
Bowl,
don't have
lose a
respect
Super
for him.
Bowl.
One, they don't
You know what I
respect
mean?
him. They didn't watch him. They have these preconceived things because they think. I'm not gonna lie. I told people, it's like people have this corny thing around Russell Wilson and he's this and he's that and make fun of him. But however, that's why I said that this is a no-brainer of what the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to do, because all of the things the qualities he possesses, he has it. He has all those things. You can say whatever you want about him. If you don't like the way he dressed, you don't like the way he put gel in his hair, you don't like the way he walk, you don't like the city he's from, you don't like the car he drive, it don't matter, because he's been there, he's done that, he's led, and his stats show for themselves.
Hey, Kev, you sparked something in me just now. Because you know what's funny? You know who we're not having this conversation about? Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, one playoff win in 8 years, yet this man has amassed the most guaranteed money, and he's done absolutely nothing in the league. But yet, you don't hear about nobody saying nothing about Kirk Cousins. Remember, when Lamar Jackson wanted his money, they only said he only had one playoff win. They ain't say nothing about his MVPs. So I'm hip Dex. All I'm saying is, for me, when it comes to us and our platforms, the thing that I love about us is that we pull the covers from off the bat, because I can't stand that conversation. Like, why do we keep talking about Russ having a down year, and why we keep talking about, is Russ worthy of another opportunity? But ain't nobody say nothing about Kirk Cousins. One playoff win in 8 years is trash. I'm sorry.
And coming off a significant injury.
Not only Kirk Cousins, but I mean, you got plenty of the quarterbacks that even went to the. I mean, you talking about Baker Mayfield? Let's do the current quarterbacks. I mean, Baker Mayfield.
Minshew?
Yeah, Gardner Minshew. So like, it's
But they celebrate those pickups, right? They talk highly about Gardner Minshew. They talk highly, and it's like, damn, like
Baker Mayfield got him a new deal.
Like, done nothing in this league. We talk about quarterbacks that's done nothing in this league, and yet they are celebrated when they get a job somewhere else. Whereas when it comes to Russell, we're trying, not we, but the media is trying to say, is he worthy? Will he fit? Why Pittsburgh? Like, that sugar honey iced tea is irritating.
I thought about that when y'all brought up the combo back as far as having leaders on the offense. I was like, wait a minute. He went to 2 Super Bowls. He won one. The only reason why he lost the second one because his coach told him to do something. You know what I mean? Don't give the ball to Marshawn. He could have been a 2-time Super Bowl champ. You know what I mean?
Okay,
y'all brought up something.
Y'all
brought up something that was that kind of like flicked a light bulb in my head too. When y'all was talking about, him being a leader, Russell Wilson being a leader. Kind of like what Ben was. And I was listening to the Ramon Foster show, and Ramon was talking like Ben made half those plays up. Like if Ben didn't like it, yo, AB, you know what I mean? Like, yo, you're gonna do it. So I pray and I hope that Russell does get that freedom to do that, because that's how you make special stuff happen. Like, even with all those plays that my guy Martavis Bryant made, they said that, like, Ben used to, like, yo, you gonna run 20 yards and cut in. Like, that's not a route. You get what I mean, it's an end, but you get what I'm saying?
That's an overly deep end.
Right. So but the fact of the matter is, Ben
be careful with our language here.
What you said, yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. Pause.
No Diddy. No Diddy.
I feel like we on the Cam and Mace show.
No Diddy.
Hey, no Diddy. So I hope that Russ gets that freedom too, because he can make some things happen. Because you brought up something that kind of like sparked me too when you said he listened to his coach. I would have been like, I am not throwing the ball. I'm going to give the ball to Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, you thank me later, coach. You'll thank me later when we win this Super Bowl. But I think Russ needs to have that, like, listen, man, you know how many years you've been in the league now? You can, if you see something and you trust it with your gut, we're going to ride with you forward. You know what I'm saying?
My only thing I feel is that because this is all new, because he's on a 1-year deal, because he's auditioning for the Pittsburgh Steelers and or another team, maybe he won't be so risky. Maybe he won't go against the grain. But I still feel he has the ability to. Huh?
You don't want that. We want him to be.
No. What I'm saying is, I feel that he's still going to be able to educate and command this team regardless. Even if he is following the script handed down from Arthur Smith, he's going to be able to give the feedback that we were missing from these guys. He's going to
risk.
Yeah.
You know why?
Hey, let's keep it real.
Arthur isn't on the field. You get what I'm saying?
Kenny Pickett had the opportunity to take risks. So if Kenny had that leeway, I expect Russell to have that same
Let's
leeway.
keep it real. Yo, let's keep it real. Russell can go to our biggest dog and go just like this. And our biggest dog can't say nothing to him. He can't say nothing to him. Cam, TJ, they can't say nothing to him. All he got to do is this. That is our leader of the team. Until he sucks, like unless he sucks, and then it's like, all right, be our leader, like Charlie Batch. You feel me?
But I don't want to hear Steelers Nation if the first like that whole one game in, Nate, like stop that BS, man. Stop that. Like stop
Pittsburgh
that. Like
Steelers fans, man, they microwave babies right now.
Like stop that.
They have no patience.
Dying breed, yo. We not the same. We not your average Pittsburgh Steelers fan anymore.
Yo, they're microwavable fans. They want it now. They want to pop it in for 30 seconds and want it exactly right.
Hey,
look, they want something they never seen before.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of
Dex, you ain't Kev.
That was crazy.
I'm canceling both of y'all, dog.
Yo. Pop it in for 30 seconds?
Yo, you gotta think, yo, from the tri-state, you grew up off this game. It ain't just start with Mason Cam. Like, nah, we grew up off of this. So
I know, but I feel like that's the only show that I watch where it's constant. Like, no one can say a whole phrase, and it's like, hey, yo, that was crazy.
That was crazy. D, that was crazy.
I hate you, Dex.
Pop it in for 30 seconds.
Hey, one more thing before we move on. We can't keep throwing Big Ben out there as far as a leader. We got to keep it tall. Big Ben is my guy. He didn't become a leader until year 17.
Talk that talk.
17?
Yeah.
Year 17.
Talk that
when
talk.
He was old, and he was like, damn, man. When Colbert said it's Ben and 100 kids.
He said we got 53 kids and one leader, dog.
Like Ben didn't become a leader until I want to say maybe Deontay.
He didn't become a leader until Emmanuel Sanders said that Peyton was the better leader.
He wasn't lying though, and you can't blame Ben because Ben. And y'all was talking about how Ben make plays up and stuff like that. Ben and John Elway might be the only two quarterbacks that was able to play the way that they play. You got Patrick Mahomes, but those two guys, it's like, yo, we're not doing that. F that. AB, you run over here, you do this. Bell, you do this, and it works.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the standard for a quarterback. If a quarterback does that and fails, he may not be in the league anymore. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
For
sure. So, I had to say that. I love Ben to death, but I ain't trying to Snoop Dogg, and I ain't trying to change history. You feel me? So, you know what I mean?
I want more. Like, I want more, and I think we have the ability to get more out of those guys based off of what they're going to be able to communicate to them. It's simply communication. I told y'all, like, I did not see communication on that sideline. When the offense was off, I cannot wait to see it. I cannot wait week 1 to see how that offense looks when they're not on the field and how they're communicating, what he's doing and who he's talking to. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see it's night and day because I already know it's gonna be night and day. I can feel it in my spirit. It's gonna be night and day from what I saw on that sideline. I saw Kenny Pickett just sitting on the bench. Somebody might come over, Sully might come over and talk to him or whatever. But I promise you, Russell Wilson is going to be communicating with that entire offense if he's in there at QB1 week 1. And I can't wait. And I'm going to take a picture of him and be like, see, this is what I'm talking about. See, look what he's doing. I cannot wait to put it on film to show the complete night and day what that offense is going to look like week 1.
D, you got to go interview him right after the game.
Yeah, okay.
I can't
Right
wait
after the game. Hey, yo, Russ, come in.
You know, other cameras gonna be on him after that week 2 game.
Oh
Yeah, for sure.
Did y'all see the clip I used Anthony Edwards? The Anthony Edwards. Yeah, Russ would never say that, but I thought it was hilarious because I know he would never say it.
Let me ask y'all one question. Are we going over the whole schedule or are we just talking?
We actually don't have time because we don't have time now, but we kind of were.
I just got one more question for you.
But go ahead. Yeah.
I want everyone to answer. What is the one most important game of the season for y'all? Me, I'll start. To me, it's the Eagles game. Because y'all know when we go to Philly, we get hurt. We get beat up sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. Somehow Philly turns into some juggernauts. You feel me? And they kind of hurt us. You know what I mean? But if they come in, like, if we get trashed by the Eagles, I feel we losing out. Because they're not going to be able to recover. You got a short week for Baltimore, I think, a shorter week for Kansas City, and then you might lose those two, and then the last two is like, might lose them too. You know what I mean? So I feel like that Eagles game is the most important game the Steelers have this year, and I know, a lot of people won't agree. That's why I want to know yours.
I'll just get mine out the way. Coming out of the bye, week 10, is at the Commanders.
I can't wait to be at that game.
And people may not say it's important, but I say it's the game they have to win before you go up against Baltimore, before you go up against Cleveland, before you go up against Cincinnati, before you go up against the Browns again. And then you at the Eagles, and then you at Baltimore, and then you at Kansas, you play in Kansas City, and then you back playing the Bengals. So that week 10 game against the Commanders, you got to win. It's a must win coming out the bye. It's a must win. So, and as we get through the schedule, there'll probably be some more extremely important games. But to me, that is a must-win game. You have to win that game before you start lining up all your division opponents. A team like the Eagles, a team like in a team like Kansas City. So.
I think week 2, for me, I think it's Denver. I think for me, it's the game where Russ takes back everything that was taken from him, and he showed the league that the narrative that they tried to put out about me, we going dead it right here on this field that I was trying to help them win on, and everything that they thought they tossed away that was no good, I'm about to reverse on them. So I think week 2 is a confidence builder, not just for us as a team, but for Russ as well.
That's what's up. Well, I'm gonna just jump all the way down to the bottom and say the Christmas game to me. I think the Christmas game is going to be very, very important. One, because it's a conference opponent, it's a conference juggernaut in the Chiefs. Two, because it's going to be late in the season. It's going to be after we done had a few games in the division. Hopefully attrition will set in. So I mean, it's going to be a barometer. It's going to be a real temperature check of where we at, and if we could even you know what I'm saying, kind of make it in the playoffs.
I was over here cracking up.
Why would I be a hostage? I'm lost.
You look like you just outside. He's okay. He decided to visit nature.
Look, they going off what you said. They going off what you said off the last joint we was here. Last time we was here.
What I said?
You had a silence for a second. It's like, yo, I might not be here.
Rolling out of here. You roll, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
I'm good. I'm trying for all hostage situations. So, but I'm good. I'm outside. I'm free. But yeah, man, like I said, if we can get that Kansas City game, that's going to be pretty much, I think, all we need to pretty much go into the playoffs with, to be satisfied with. I know it's a long shot because of, what Patrick Mahomes has been able to do in the last how many ever years he's been in KC, but I think that's the most important to me.
Go ahead, Dax.
I think the run game will win that game. It has to. It has to.
Indeed.
What's your most important game, Dax?
I think every game is important.
Yeah, I knew one of you was going to do it.
I ain't got time to
There's
play with
always
these.
one.
Listen, I ain't got time to play with none of them. I ain't trying to lose none of them. I'm trying to win every single game to show them that we're not, because they've been thinking we've been a joke lately. Like, I've never heard so much Steeler jokes in my life for the past 2 years. I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. Every game is important. We smacking everybody. We smacking the Cowboys. We don't play Cowboys. We
do play the Cowboys.
We play
Yeah,
Cowboys.
we smacking the Cowboys. We smacking the Jets. We smacking the Giants. We smacking the Broncos. We going through the whole season, and then we going to really smack all our divisional rivals. Like, every game is important. I ain't letting up on none of them. We 40 and up in all of them, like, if we can. You get what I'm saying? Like, nobody getting the pass. Nobody getting past. 7 coming.
It's
So
the New York accent for me.
Right. I
just
just wish that happened in the Garden, man. Why couldn't that happen in the Garden? Sorry.
just to reiterate, we played the NFC East and the AFC West this year, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
know we played the Chargers and the Chiefs. And the Broncos. Okay. Yeah,
Hey,
that
Atlanta game, if any of y'all trying to get on it, I'm actually looking to see what they sweet box is going for. I'm
already be around. I ain't too far.
We already, the Steelers chat is having an event out in Atlanta.
Yeah, we gonna be out there.
I'm making my way to the ATL.
We pulling up. I personally got to be on. I got to be on the bottom. I got to be on the bottom flow. But let me know what is cracking for, what is hitting for. I might come up there, but
we gotta do all that.
Huh?
I was gonna say we gotta do all that. Start doing like live joints at the games. Try to do maybe the DC and the Baltimore game.
Yeah, for sure. Like there's no doubt we're doing something when they play the Commanders, and like that's happening.
Which game are we in New York for? The Giants or the Jets?
Neither.
The Giants is up. Giants coming to Steelers.
Okay, so neither. Both of them gonna be in Pittsburgh.
Okay. Yeah, both of them are. Yeah, neither. So Jets and Giants are in Acrisure.
Maybe we could do the Philly game too.
One's a Monday night game, back to back prime time. They're back to back actually. Week 7 is the Jets, and Week 8 is the Giants.
How about Philly?
Philly, we're at Philly.
Maybe you could do the Philly game too.
That's a 4:25 game.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
Flip.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to see. There's gonna be some events. Planning is not as easy as it looks. So and there's a bunch of other Steelers groups doing things in Atlanta too. So hopefully all our friends and family come out to come hang out with us on the 7th of September, that Saturday. Times are gonna be determined. I'm trying to do it where it's like not too early but not too late. So I'm trying to figure out all the details of it, and as soon as it's all settled and done, you will know. So save the date for September 7th. If you're getting in town, try to get in town before 1 o'clock. And I'll get all the details as soon as I can. But y'all, it is NBA playoffs. I got to go see. We're transitioning to playback. If you haven't heard of the playback platform, I'm actually gonna go watch the game now with the Sports and Coffee crew. So I can actually drop the link to playback for y'all if y'all want to come join us.
Yeah, drop the link.
Because it is so fun. We watch the game together all the time. I'm gonna try to transition this particular show there. Just give me a minute to kind of figure out how to do that. And it's really fun. It's interactive. We put up the game, and I can't say it enough. But we're gonna go over there and watch the game, honey.
I gotta go grieve
Alright.
some more.
You gotta grieve some. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, man.
That's
I'm
why.
sorry
That's why.
that happened to you. I'm
That's why
putting it in the chat right
I was trying
now.
to drink my blue juice for my boys. But
Yeah, going over to Sports and Coffee Playback Room, and join Playback. We'll be over there, and if you want to watch the game, just send a chat. I'll make sure you're good. You can watch the game with us, and I'll see y'all over there. We gotta go. I don't know. Wait, what's y'all predictions for this NBA game? Y'all got Denver or y'all got Minnesota?
I got
I'm
the
rocking with
Knicks
the
all
young
day.
bull.
Knicks all day. That's who I got. Everybody else suck. Nah, I can't even.
I
See,
got
it can't even
Minnesota.
feel right no more.
Hey,
I got the
Claude.
young bull Ant Edwards, man. He the
Yeah.
new face of the
Ant-Man,
league,
okay.
man.
You going with Timberwolves?
Yeah, I got Ant-Man.
America gotta
Ant-Man.
take this back.
Yeah.
America gotta
Minnesota.
take the
You
NBA
got
back,
Minnesota?
man.
Damn, nobody got Denver. Oh no!
I ain't gonna lie. I got Denver. I ain't gonna hold you
You got Denver?
because I want to
like-
see a good. I want to see a good finals.
Okay, we'll see. All right, we'll see.
I'm
I
not
don't
watching
know.
the
I don't know. It's like a piece of me
finals.
wants Ant-Man, and then a part like because he just he said we was coming back. I told y'all we was gonna be back here for Game 7.
Yeah,
But
nah.
then
I changed my. I think I want
nobody.
Minnesota.
There is nobody that can just individually stop Joker. Like
Yeah.
Jamal can be off. Michael Porter Jr. Everybody else can be off, but Joker, who can stop him? He gotta stop
Michael
himself.
Jordan can
Nobody
stop
can
him,
stop.
man. We're gonna see tonight.
So, anyway, Rudy
Anthony
Gobert
Edwards.
is like,
We're gonna
what?
see
He need
tonight.
to go home and be a father because what is he doing out here? Anyway, y'all have an amazing rest of the day. Thank y'all for joining me. Love y'all. And catch me on Playback. I'm going to Playback right now, y'all.
Alrighty, y'all be safe, man.
All right, yeah.
Yo, shout out to
Hold on.
Dita Dime. She got hair done. She think nobody knew. Get ready with me. Get ready with me.
We got
Get
we
ready.